back to my channel, and I had a really interesting question that I was asked today, and it was, how do I choose the right voice coach? It's like choosing any other coach. You have to do a lot of research and also to go with your gut instinct on what's right to begin with. So here are some things that I, generally speaking, think a lot about before I go with somebody. And number one is to make sure that there's a respect and make sure that your coach listens to you, listens to what you want, but also will talk you through if they think it's the best practice or if it's what you need, and keep an open mind for that, because if you're not on the same page, you likely won't get a coach that can help you transform from where you are right now to what you need. So that would be number one. Number two would be to think about and to really look at where they studied and what they've studied before, and if it relates to how you need to be taught. So for me, I was on quite a linear path to studying my BA in speech communication, which I fell into with a fine and performing arts option, ended up in acting school where I discovered what voice was, and that propelled me to apply for the Masters of Fine Art program in voice at the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama, which is in London, where I'm now. And being able to study my master's here in London allowed me a lot of insight into understanding different types of practitioners, really trying them out and seeing if it worked for me, and to take that into my tools and seeing if it made sense to me so that I could teach it. Because number three would be body knowledge, and voice, accent, everything is so physical. It has to do with your anatomy that I feel for myself when I teach, I really need to understand that body knowledge to be able to teach it to somebody else so that they can understand it in their own physicality. We all experience the world in so many different ways, and being able to relate to that on a level where you can explain it and also to know what your client is going through in their body and you can talk them through it. That's what coaching is. It's not about taking a new exercise out of a book that you've never tried and not knowing what it feels like and giving that because that's the desired outcome of what that exercise could do. But there's a lot of married exercises that you might have to break apart and put back together, and it becomes quite complex if you're good at what you do and you can really spot and diagnose right away what that client needs. And the next thing, well, another thing I would look at is just to see what type of experience that coach has had, because sometimes even if they teach in completely different industries, say in drama schools, colleges, universities, academia, and also in a more practical place like me in the corporate world, it really depends on that person and how they want to teach and where their commitment is. And if it's mostly to clients and not just because you want to make money in a certain sector, then it doesn't really matter which sector they're in as long as you really click with the person. But also being able to find a coach who's also had experience in where you're working and also in the sectors you're working in the roles or responsibilities that are similar to other previous clients is quite key as well. Other than that, I have my webinar that's running this Thursday, and it is at 6 p.m. BST, where it's going to be a free-for-all full-on interactive session on everything you ever wanted to ask a voice coach. And I have two special guests joining me, which are Andrea Fudge in London and also Cliff Miller from Texas. And these are some lovely voice coaches that I've met along the way in my journey at different conferences, and also just because maybe we're alums of the same university. You'll get to know more on Thursday. But if you're interested in asking more questions, I urge you to register for the webinar, which you'll find the sign up link below. And just to ask your questions, prep yourself, and so that you can get all the information that you need before you make that investment, and also investment of your time, not just money, so that you can get the best outcome you can and you have the best journey. Vocal development can be a really, really fun thing. So I hope that this is helpful for you, and I hopefully will see you on Thursday. So good luck, and I guess see you later.